So I plan to short Meta with $1 million today. Check this out. What's going on, team? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. Today is February 2nd, one day after Meta reported earnings and exceeding expectation, not just on revenue, earnings per share, but also with the guidance of future investors are set to receive quarterly dividend payouts for the first time ever. So Meta is also now a $1 trillion company. There's a lot of great news that is behind Meta, and please, again, I'm just sharing with you my plan, and the only reason I'm taking this trade and plan to add more to it is if and when direction becomes favorable. I think that it's very overbought. You might not be able to see it here, but let's just take a step back. On the 1 minute time frame, very overextended. It's not like it announced anything significant about the company and what's to come. It literally all just has to do with the dividend payouts and why the market's reacting the way that it is. I view it to be an overreaction. I've been wrong in the past before. I'm not here to sugarcoat it. I just wanted to share with you my plan in advance. So I have an open short position right now, and I just announced it to my LPP team that if we get the break below the EMA line, I'm going to be adding more to it and shorting, meaning I make money as Meta loses value. It's up 20% on the day. It's gained $120 billion in market cap valuation in less than 24 hours. I see this to be a huge opportunity if this thing ends up correcting itself, which it does not have to, if it ends up correcting itself back down to 454, which is what it did right when the market opened, or even if it ends up correcting itself even more, right? What about to 440, 420, some form of correction, especially if the NASDAQ market begins to pull on back. NASDAQ market has been struggling to make new highs. And with that being said, if it follows in Apple's footsteps and seeing a little bit more selling pressure, especially going into early next week, we can see this thing potentially retrace back down to the low 400s. And if the NASDAQ market begins to sell off, then guess what? It's not rocket science, then so will Meta. It's not an if, but it's a and. So will Meta. And that's the part that I'm really excited for. I love seeing opportunities like this that present themselves that are based on catalysts. I'm not taking anything away from Meta. For all those that have made money on Meta, especially in the last 24 hours, congratulations, right? I wanted to explain to you my trade plan when it comes down to this. And it all has to just do with risk to reward. It became very overbought. I view it to be an overreaction. And then if and when we do get confirmation from where we're at right now, due to pullback potential, this thing has nearly 17% margin to work with based off of current price point and where we were trading at right before it reported earnings. I don't expect it. I don't expect myself to capture 16 or 17%. Even if I capture 5 or 7% of that, I always leave a lot of margin of error because guess what? I'm not perfect and neither are my trades. But I don't need to be when I'm working with this large of margin, right? I do see myself sometimes taking, 1, 2, 3, 4% trades. But guess what? When I see trades set up like this that offers 15% plus and I have a lot of room for error, I get really excited because I know that just like we call it the slingshot effect, as quickly as it moved up, when it begins to drop, it creates a lot of selling pressure, especially when it adds $120 billion in market cap valuation. But again, if you think that Meta is going to continue to rise, all power to you. I wish you nothing but the best. And just like any trade, I have to make sure that I manage my risk. So if this thing continues to make new highs, I have a small position shorting it right now. I'll have to buy to cover and manage risk accordingly. But I really love taking a small position right now, and then when direction becomes more favorable, to add more to it in 2 other increments. So right now I have about 350 shares shorting Meta. Now when direction does become clear, I'm going to add all the way up to a little bit over 1,000 shares, and then I should be doubling, if not tripling that, putting me a little bit over 3,000 shares shorting Meta when direction becomes a little bit more favorable. As of right now, we have none of this confirmation. It's still far above VMA, right? It's not an active sell-off, but if we do get it, I wanted to share this video with you guys in advance and share my trade ideas with you. And you guys let me know down in the comment section. Do you think that this trade is wild? Do you agree with the risk to reward ratios? You're like, yeah, Ricky, I might agree, but maybe the news is too relevant. I just wouldn't choose to short it right now, right? We can all see value in different ways. I just wanted to make sure that I was open with you guys even before the trade comes into gets put into fruition, and to see it's really easy when the trade goes according to plan, and for me to be like, look, yay, I made, $40,000, $50,000. Here you go. But what about talking about the trade beforehand and knowing that it doesn't have to go according to plan? I love making this videos for you guys. You guys let me know what you think, and I wish you nothing but the best. Remember, I do trade live every morning. You get to see all of my good trades. You get to see all of my bad trades every single morning. And again, it's live every single morning right at Market Open. It's the second link in the description down below. Whenever you feel ready to tune on in, I'll see you there at Market Open from Monday through Friday. I appreciate your time. If you have any questions, comment down below or shoot me a direct message via Discord or via Instagram, which is also linked in the description. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.